Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use Google Slides for group work during a virtual class. First thing you need to do is create a new folder. So we'll call this one Error Correction. And inside that folder, Error Correction, I'm going to create a new Google Slides. So on this new Google Slides, you could put in fill in the blank or comprehension questions or really anything. For this one, I'm going to do some error correction. For my error correction activity, for each slide, I have a sentence with an error in it, and I've got it twice on the slide. When students come to this slide, they can use the top box just as a guide, and then they fix the one under it. It's nice to have both sentences so they can see what they have changed. And it also makes it a little easier when we come together as a group to go over the mistakes. So each one's set up like this. Now, I want to have a copy of this Google slide for each group. So I'm going to change the name of this to group, and then I go where it says Addons. And if you go to Get Addons and do a search, you'll find one that says Magic Make Copies. If you download that and accept all the really creepy permissions that it asks for, then you can have this add-on and it will magically make copies of this Google Slides and number them also. So I'm going to copy this Google Slides. I want 30 copies of it, and then I click OK. So that is going to make 30 copies of that same Google Slides, each one with a number. I've got a couple extra here at the beginning that I need to cut out. So I'll have all the way up to 30. And what I can do is up here at the folder level, if I go to Share and change to anyone with the link, and where it says anyone with the link is the viewer, I'm going to change that to anyone with the link is the editor. So anyone with this link will be able to edit that Google slide deck. I'll copy the link and done. So that link I would put into Blackboard or put in the chat for Zoom, and so that students can click on it and then they can go to this Google Slides. When I put them into their breakout rooms on Zoom, I tell them to remember their breakout room number. So when they click to go to the breakout room, it should say you're in breakout room 1 or breakout room 2, breakout room 3. So when the students go to this folder, they should, if they're in breakout group 2, they would go to group 2 and open the document. Now, a nice thing about doing it this way is I don't have to go into their breakout room to see where they are and what they're working on. I can just look at the Google Slides and usually it'll show me I can see where their cursor is and what they're working on. Another thing I can do is I can put comments while they're working and add a comment, and they'll be able to see that they added a comment. And they'll be able to see those comments as they go. I can also send a chat and say, hey, check your comments. And then when we all come back together as a group, I would have all of the tabs open for each group that I have. Say I've got 5 groups. Then at the top, I have all of the tabs open for each group. So when we want to go over this, I can say, okay, let's see what, when we're all together, I can see, let's see what group 1 has, and I can go through and see what they answered, and then say, okay, let's look at group 2, group 3, group 4. So I can go through each group's work and share that together with the class. I could also assign each group and say, okay, group 1, you're going to do slide number 2. I need you guys to explain this. And then I can come over to group 2's and have them talk about theirs. I think that's all I have for how to use Google Slides for group work with Zoom. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Have a good one. Goodbye.